This is the MBS Agent, an electric mountain board built to take abuse, throw some dirt, and push you to your limits. Forget city streets, this board's home is off-road. Insane helical gear drive system, beautiful channel trucks with torque for days. But does this board live up to the hype, and is it worth your money? Let's go ahead and dive in and find out. Let's go ahead and talk about the deck, because this thing is beautiful. It is basically snowboard technology packed inside of this thing. At 40 inches long by 11 inches wide, it is a fully composite snowboard construction. This has fiberglass with vertical laminated bamboo and poplar wood core for that extra pop and flexibility. And this thing's got beautiful waxy kind of layer on the outside here, so if you are looking to do board slides with it, or again, when you're going off-roading, just kind of bashing this thing along the roots, it's going to glide over the debris and everything else rocks are going to hit. So super snappy, beautiful poppy feeling. I love this thing for just that reason. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the electronics of this whole situation. This battery pack, this ESC, the power that this thing puts out is phenomenal. And there's a lot of cool tricks that this battery pack can do that competitors just can't. One of the best features about this is that simply by squeezing and pulling out, you can hot swap your battery to another battery pack, which is absolutely fantastic. If you are out in the field, buying one or two of these guys and having them sitting inside the car, charging up, ready to rock and roll, quick swap out, easy peasy, with as simple as just two hooks and a plug, and you're ready to rock and roll. Now, this is phenomenal. It's not the first technology that's ever done this, but it certainly is very well improvised as far as done. So in the field, hot swappable battery, fantastic situation. 18S 4P. Let's go ahead and talk about that for a second. 18S 4P is insane in this day in technology. This was actually, I think, the first production mountain board that was an 18S board that was put out there. I know that LaCroix and a couple other higher end board companies were out there producing 18S series, but for an 18S 4P with P42 moly cells, very important, incredible discharge rate, great longevity. They claim up to 41 miles of range on this battery pack. I got, now granted, in the woods. 99% of this was riding in the woods, 28 miles of range. Fantastic in my opinion for something this size with 1,000 watt hours. Very, very surprising. I'm talking like uphill, downhill, trees, roots, rocks, all that jazz. Very impressed with this battery pack, the 18S 4P. They do offer an 18S 2P, which gives you a lighter weight, more jumpable battery if that is something that you're into. We tested the limits with jumping on this thing. I can do it. I just need a lot more practice, and I hope I can. You know, I hope I can spend more time with this thing, being able to really rip around on it. And there is a part 2 coming, so if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button, thumbs up. It's actually a piece that's coming that's going to improve the ride quality even more so, which was already pretty fantastic. So if you haven't yet, stay tuned. We're going to be pumping that thing out. 18S 4P, 1,089 watt hours of battery capacity is just crazy. And the other beautiful thing is that this also has a 60 watt output for USB-C, which means one thing. And with the battery pack, I am able to literally edit on the go, which is awesome to be able to do. Charge up my remote control, my computer, my phone, drone batteries, anything like that, USB-C to USB-C. Absolutely fantastic to be out in the field and be able to do that. Pretty cool. Another wild factor here, 6890 110 kV motors. I'm not sure if people understand how large these motors are, but 6890 is a massive motor size, and at 110 kV, super low end torque. The lower the number of the kV, the more torque you're getting. The higher the number, the faster it's spinning. It's just like drone motors when I was racing as FPV, but lower torque gives you that ability to get hill climbing capability, out of the mud better, and we definitely experience that on our day when you're out riding in the woods. Let's go! Yo!
There it is!
There it is! Oh, yeah! Pretty cool, right?
Amazing.
Heads up, heads up.
Whoa. And he stayed on. Wow.
That was it.
Awesome.
Let's do a rerun. Let's bring it up.
Let's go. Let's go. You! That was good. That was good. With the stall at the top too.
This is capable. This is so capable.
Right? Out of the box.
The ESC is delightful.
So smooth.
What if I get from side?
And every time that I was stuck in something, this thing was able to just give it a little bit of throttle, which that ESC on side of here is perfectly balanced. And that little bit of smooth throttle input from the Rexus remote allowed you to get easily up and out of any situation. And I'm actually very surprised by that, which was very, very cool in that sense. Attached to these motors though are their helical gear drive system. They claim as virtually indestructible. Obviously, virtually indestructible. They tried and tested these things, bashed them around through the woods, put them through a bigger beating than probably I even did on here, but hitting roots, hammering down this thing, going over rocks, trees, all that stuff. These got a little scraped up on the bottom, but otherwise fantastic. These things are still intact. Everything about them is perfectly situated in that sense. So power output, insanely powerful. There's technically 5 speed modes. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4, but then you can switch 4 into turbo mode, which unleashes everything, gives you full power and up to 41 miles per hour on this board if you dare. It is a weapon as far as speed, torque, range, and just overall fun. Specs are so boring when it comes to these boards. Getting out and riding, I had an absolute blast here with Jamie this day, and he honestly, he came down. He's an avid mountain boarder. He was doing it for multiple years over in the UK. And when he came over to the United States, mountain boarding over here, not as popular because it's street legal. You can ride around the road, so a lot of us stick to the streets. Off-roading is very specific in that sense, and he wanted to try this thing out because he's a massive DIY mountain boarder. He rode Apex, he rode Trampa, he rode a bunch of the other really high-end guys. MBS, this is their first electric version of it, and he says, knocked it out of the park. Literally, first kit, he said, that was just out of the box, pretty perfect. So that's really a testament to someone that's a pretty professional rider, as far as anyone that I've known, to be able to hop on this thing and be able to rip it and enjoy himself as much as he did.
Oh.
What did you think about the experience?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I have to say, I think the Agent is a great piece of kit. I think
It's a bit of a weapon.
the throttle response is just enough.
Now, your history is of mountain boarding is Apex,
Yep.
Trampa, question mark?
I started with a Tramper,
Okay.
got an Apex,
Yep.
loved the Apex.
Yep.
Yeah, and honestly, could be tempted again.
The Agent definitely out of the box is a off-roading beast, in my opinion. It is so much fun. Throttle response is gorgeous as far as like any of the modes. Torque, we're talking about the low end torque because it's only 110 kV,
Yeah.
6890 motor. And you even said you're like in the wet grassy area, it felt like it almost like compensated and started pulling a little bit better in that sense. I have to ask him if that's something that they do in their ESC, but
Yeah, it was really interesting. So I'm used to the Apex, and that was a VESC-based mountain board. So it's kind of torque. And my setup was very torquey, and I liked a lot of power out the gate.
yeah.
I've really enjoyed the Agent because, from the perspective of, if you are new to it, it doesn't pull your arms off if you don't want it to, or
Yeah.
pull your legs off if you don't want it to.
Yeah.
But when you're stuck in the grot, the muck, and the stuff,
Yeah.
it just pulls you out of it like a tractor. And you can rip around the woods in the higher modes. I've had a blast. It's been about 2 years since I've ridden a mountain board.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, no. As you can see, we got it muddy, we got it dirty, we ripped around, and it was definitely a fun time. To say the least, that this board is powerful and fun and just overall an enjoyable experience to go ahead and explore those woods that you have in your backyard or in your local park or wherever it may be, to be able to grab on this thing and lock yourself in with these bindings and just rip around and have that confident feeling there. Absolutely fantastic. And speaking of bindings, let's talk about those. Very quick backstory with bindings. I grew up in Maine snowboarding my entire life, so this feels very much at home. A lot more weight, obviously, than a snowboard, but that snowboard locked-in feeling with this deck really just gives you that off-roading carvability and powder-like feel. If you're on just soft grass or awesome gravel, it's just a lot of fun. These bindings lend to even more of that. Reason being is that these are the MBS F5X bindings, and the reason why they're a little bit different than your typical bindings is that they actually offer the plate inside of here. This allows you to swivel your foot position. So if you like more of a kind of free riding stance where it's like, I'm going to ride both ways, so you can kick your feet out like that so that you have kind of your feet angled outward, more neutral stance in the middle here. I prefer my rear foot to be a little bit more planted, just slightly kicked out, and my front foot to be a little bit more even kicked out so I can kind of rotate my body through the trees and whatnot, get a little bit more of an aggressive turn on there without straining my ankles or my shins or my legs anymore. So the fact that they offer this is just beautiful. So if you are someone that is a snowboarder that wants to go ahead and get into mountain boarding, this will feel just at home. And they're comfortable because they have cushion, they have everything like that. These straps are actually super soft and squishy, so stress or fatigue on the feet is pretty minimal at all. If you are jumping this thing, get your squats in because it's definitely got some heft to it, if you will. Let's talk about these brand new Matrix 3 trucks. 280 millimeter hanger. It's roughly around 11 inches of the hanger, with the overall width of everything being just about 16 inches from axle to axle. Beautiful, fantastic setup. And these new shock block systems that are inside of here are great. There's actually 2 different positioning holes underneath here that allow you to mount different blocks in there to get either carvability for the inner side ones or stability if you mount it to the outer side ones. Fantastic for those options. Again, if you're a little bit heavier of a rider and you want to get that more stability ride, especially with off-roading, you can go ahead and mount those outside ones. More carvier, we had them set up on the inside just because it gave them a little bit to extra tightening and gave me a little bit more carvability off-road, which was fantastic. I think that there's something to be said about the shock block systems. They're fantastic. They're great. And, you know, bushings make the world of difference. Stay tuned for part 2 because I have a product coming from a company that I absolutely love. Riptide has sent over some test bushings that are brand new for these specific trucks indeed. So part 2, we're going to be testing these out, and I cannot wait to show you that. So please stay tuned.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
We'll be posting that video in the next couple weeks.
I was trying to turn the camera back on, you took off. Woo! Oh, fuck, are you okay? Scorpion.
Oh,
Are you okay?
I've got a stretch.